grindy decks like lands,
right?
which is a considerable part of the metagame. And as far as I can tell, one of the players has actually brought lands to the table, as we can see. And the land stack is obviously very good against creature-based strategies, including Delver.
Right, like, so they were probably expecting all the Ragavan, blue-red, Jeskai mixes.
Exactly.
But this has always been true for Legacy, no? Like, either you bust the combo deck and then you win against lands. I mean, this is super simplified, but or you bring lands and then you usually beat on the fair decks that play Force of Wills and try to beat the combo decks, right? This was always a bit true for like just metagaming.
In the past, though, lands was never, in my opinion, was never really considered a top tier deck.
Well, until the printing of Dark Depths, no? Or would you even then not consider it to be a top deck?
I think even then people gravitated towards the Turbo Lands deck, like the version that doesn't necessarily play Life from the Loam.
Turbo Depths, actually, yeah.
They just want to assemble the combo as fast as possible.
Right.
But lands was always kind of a metagame choice and not really a top contender in most metagames.
Right.
Okay. But today we actually see a lot of land decks being played.
Yeah, speaking of, we see an exploration and a cloud post, or sorry, it's a glimmer post, into a Pithing Needle, which probably named Wasteland. It's Pascal Richter, which we saw before on stream already. And he's playing against the straight up lands list as it looks like from the first few cards they played, with Exploration, Forest, and thank you. And the Grove of the Burn Willows. So let's see. I would say, like, with the Pithing Needle having game one on Wasteland, I think Cloudpost should be favored. What do you think? Unless there's a super fast combo, but
it is really interesting because the land stack actually has a ton of lands that can interact with big creatures very well, such as Maze of Ith, which he just played.
That's very true.
And he also has Caracas as well. But the Eldrazi deck plays creatures that generate value when you cast them. So Primeval Titan, even if you tap it down, it still searches up lands. Kozilek draws cards when you cast it.
Right.
Ulamog exiles permanents.
Right.
And with Punishing Fire, Pithing Needle protecting from Wasteland, the lands player doesn't really interact with the acceleration of the Cloudpost deck.
Right, unless he plays like 4 Ghost Quarters, which they used to do. I'm not sure. Let's check the list if he's actually playing 4 Ghost Quarter or not. And what do you like Valakut Exploration? I'm not too familiar with the card. I know it.
I actually played Valakut Exploration quite a bit in Standard, which was never really quite the metagame, but I really enjoy the card and the play patterns with it. It is a really powerful card, especially if you get to play multiple lands each turn. But even if it's just one land each turn, if you somehow ensure that you're casting lands, for example with Life from the Loam, you get to ensure that you're casting a land every turn. It is a really powerful draw engine.
Right.
But the real value comes obviously from cards like Exploration, because with in a land stack you play half of the deck is lands at least.
Right.
So you're very likely to flip another land in the Valakut Exploration.
Yeah, for sure.
And with Exploration you can just cast it from exile.
Ooh, beautiful. So, by the way, he's playing 1 Ghost Quarter, the lands player, and he tutored up a Blast Zone.
Blast Zone.
You like to play?
I think he kind of has to, right?
Yeah.
Because
and it's a 3-for-1, right? And he turns off.
It is a 3-for-1, but he really needs to get rid of this Pithing Needle, and if he, it's just kind of like splash damage. He doesn't necessarily has to deal with the Rejuvenators, and especially not with the second one.
Yeah.
But if he can get the 3-for-1,
you might as well take it, right?
Might as well take it. He's going to lose the Exploration.
Which I think he didn't realize, but now he's reconsidering and still doing it because, yeah. Oh no, he didn't realize.
I would have liked to see him play. I don't think he already played the lands, right?
No, yeah, he should have played the lands probably first.
Yes.
Right, there's a Mox. Or not.
So the way Valakut Exploration works is you exile a card each time you get a landfall trigger, and you get to cast it until end of turn. And if you don't cast it, it deals 1 damage to your opponent at the end of your turn, and the cards actually go into your graveyard. So even if you don't get the chance to cast the cards, if it is a land or a life from the loam, it will end up in your graveyard, which is just as good as drawing a card for the land stack.
Right. And like this, it generates a big value over time.
Yes, so one of the issues the land stack always used to have was I get to play 3 lands every turn with Life from the Loam, but I don't get to draw any other cards. So if I need to deal with a threat, I can't do Life from the Loam each turn. But with Valakut Exploration, you can do both.
Yeah.
You can dredge the Life from the Loam, cast your lands, and still actually get to play cards that aren't lands.
Yeah, which is big value and was a bit of an issue sometimes.
It's not just about value. If there's like a key piece you
for
you
key
need to
answers,
get
right?
rid of, like a Blood Moon or something, you need to find that Crozen Grip.
And you can't dredge the Crozen Grip into the grave. I mean, you can, but it doesn't help. So yeah.
Doesn't help much, no.
Doesn't help.
One of the few cards you don't want in your graveyard. Yes.
Right. The modern that one yesterday. Did you answer that question? I believe it was Urta Yorian, but I'm not sure. As someone stated
no
in the
idea.
chat. But we can check that. And I think the VOD is up from the finals. So if you're interested in modern, you can go and check that out at Twitch TV/AutobogaMagic.
Yes, we know the logo is covering some parts of the dice. The issue is we're telling the players to move the dice into the corner of the table, but sometimes they forget, and sometimes we forget to tell them as well.
Yeah, and yeah.
The logo is actually in the right place, the dice are not. But thanks for the feedback, man. This is a really strange situation because they are, apart from the blast zone, they have not been interacting at all. Simon Hofmann is not drawing the wastelands he needs to draw in for this matchup.
At all.
And Pascal Richter is not yet in a position to start playing his big threats.
Yes, though he found a Bajuka bug to like get a first clean the grave up from his opponent a bit. I don't think there was a Loam in it, but
no, I don't think so.
Nevertheless, a good thing. And yeah, they're just staring each other down with their lands in play. Which
is obviously favoring Pascal Richter because his land situation might get out of hand pretty quickly. Especially with the Eye of Ugin, he can tutor up for some big Eldrazi.
Yeah, he can already cast an Eldrazi for 8, so he needs one more Locust, Cloud Post, and then, Locust in play. And he is up to like Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger mana or something like that.
There we have a Wasteland triggering the exploration for another land.
Beautiful. You see Pascal start flickering cards as he becomes probably nervous seeing that Wasteland.
And there we have the dice is fixed. Cool.
Yeah,
not like
Timo Hofmann was casting yesterday, so he probably knows where he should put it. It's actually funny.
Life total doesn't matter too much in this matchup, but
yeah, like maybe it does actually a bit. Like if Pascal gains enough life that depth combo isn't lethal, it's probably quite valuable. But it's
so Simon Hofmann has 2 ways he can win this matchup. One is to waste all the Glimmer Posts and keep Pascal Richter off the mana to cast the big spells, and the other one is just to get to his 20/20 indestructible flying creature before Pascal can really take off. And he's opting to actually kill the Eye of Ugin.
You agree?
I think that is the right call.
I think I'd kill the post, pretty sure. Because the Eye isn't doing much, and the more posts he gets, the more out of hand it gets.
Hmm.
but not really sure. And I think he did copy himself a backup Wasteland with one of those lesbian stages, but I'm not 100% sure if that's what happened.
Yeah, it
But
could be.
I think I would waste the post, especially like if he has a second eye of Ugin. I'm not sure if he's playing one actually, but
Yeah.
let me check.
Either is fine, though, I think. There's arguments for both to be made. I would have gone for the Glimmer Post as well, just to keep him off as much mana as possible.
Yes.
Because Green Sun Zenith for Primeval Titan is also a choice, and Ivogin doesn't help cast that at all.
I think maybe we missed something. There's a Yavimaya, Cradle of the Growth in play on the land side, the Japanese card, if I'm not mistaken. So the eye is actually tapping for green. So then it's probably the right decision, I think.
I'm still not sure because even just the
I mean, yeah, the post.
even just the Glimmer Post is already ramping for quite a bit, right?
Yeah, and the more he finds, like it's getting exponentially worse the more posts he has.
Yes.
So yeah, would have been my first intention, but let's see.
We are not the players; they're playing the game.
Yes. Which deck would you prefer to play?
Neither.
Wow.
No, I actually enjoy playing both of these decks, even though I think the Cloudpost deck is very one-dimensional and gets stale, and you have no way of interacting in the first few turns, which is something I personally don't quite enjoy as a player.
Yeah.
But the deck is kind of cool. But in this matchup, oof, I think it's a boring matchup actually. Not particularly to watch, but to play.
Yeah.
You're just waiting on your opponent to assemble his combo, basically.
Yes. Or have like insane amount of wastelands. Well, yeah, combo. Like you could consider lone wasteland to be a combo.
Kind of.
Definitely in this matchup. Yeah, what do you want to draw as Pascal? Just Titan and then go nuts from there.
Yeah, I guess so. Because the land deck is not really the type of deck that stops you from casting spells, and Primeval Titan is arguably the best spell in the deck.
Right. Found a Tabernacle.
Which does nothing.
Yeah, apart from costing a bit of money.
It is a green mana source, though.
That's true.
So we do see Urza's Saga on the table for Simon Hofmann. What do you think he's going to get when he gets to 3 counters? Is there anything else in the main deck then?
He has a.
He does have Mox
Pirate
Diamond,
Spellbomb.
Pirate Spellbomb, cool.
Needle.
Piping Needle, also cool.
He obviously could get his own Mox. A Mox Diamond.
Expedition Map, also cool.
Right, also as a.
He doesn't play the Foundry though.
No, he doesn't play Foundry.
Interesting.
What would I get? Probably Needle for either Eye or Stage. No, Stage probably not, but like Eye. Or like, what is there? Do you think Ugin is relevant? Like the big Ugin? It doesn't really do anything apart from bolting and an ulti, right? Would you?
Does he play Ugin? Spirit Dragon?
He used to play Ugin.
Let me check the list. So there's Primeval Titan, Allosaurus, doesn't do anything, Emrakul, Endurance, Excavator. Oh, Excavator is cool. Roman Up Excavator is a 3 mana, 2/3 green creature that allows you to cast, or rather play lands from your graveyard. And it is a very good answer to Wasteland in the main deck.
Yes.
But I don't see any.
No, you're right. He doesn't play Ugin anymore.
Planeswalkers.
Because he used to play the list a long time ago already. Then he used to play 2 Ugins, but I guess
I think the non-green version plays Ugin, but
right.
The green version is considerably better in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well.
You get your lands a lot more consistently, and you also have the toolbox of Green Sun Senior.
What do you think about Urza's Saga? Should he play it in the deck as well? Maybe. Would it be good, or is it just not what you want to do?
I think it is too slow.
Okay.
I think it's too slow. You're waiting 2 turns to get an expedition map.
Right. Well, I just thought you maybe could play like Amulet of Vigor, and then like when Titan comes in, you can do completely broken stuff by untapping your Glimmer Posts, and then do like, I don't know, generate an insane amount of mana.
It's cute.
Because you used to play Candelabra, right?
Yeah.
Which is not done anymore, so you could...
That could also be a possibility if you opt go for the Saga plan in
Yeah,
this deck.
definitely. Like the one of Saga, I could see it, but I'm
the
not...
issue is there's not really any slots. I think it would be... It is a must in the mono brown version, but in the green version, you're really short on basic forests already.
Right.
So you don't really have the slots to trade other lands, and you also... There's ton of one-off lands, like there is a Dark Depths for an alternative win condition. There's a Bachuka Bog for the graveyard combo decks, like Dredge or Reanimator. There's a Cavern of Souls to make the Primeval Titan uncounterable. There's a Glacial Chasm to buy time against aggro decks.
Yes.
So you need all these toolbox pieces in the green version.
Yes, probably.
So I don't think there's space to run the Saga.
Right. Right. And he crop rotated before. What did he crop for? The Vesuva, right?
I missed it, man. I looked into your eyes and got lost.
Oh, my dear. So much love is too much to handle for me. But always keep it up. Always keep it up. Yeah, also 2 decks who are kind of in danger to go to extra time, as we saw before, and maybe then play a draw, where Pascal played against a blue deck.
Depends on the amount of piping needles Pascal Richter draws.
Probably.
If he just draws all the piping needles, he can shut down Simon's...
Is main? Is it
that's
4?
4 piping needle
4
main.
main. Okay.
Because I'm sure he's expecting a lot of Delver decks, and the best card in the matchup for the Delver player is Wasteland.
Yeah, definitely.
So you really want to shut it down. And it's almost never a dead card in any matchup.
No, it's again and again surprisingly powerful, I must say. I always dislike having not access to a pithing needle in my sideboard.
It's interesting to see that Pascal pretty much resigned the combo matchup. He doesn't even... He's reserving all his slots for the kind of grindy matchups. Yeah. And he just says, okay, I can't win against combo. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to put like 3... I mean, Sphere in the sideboard.
Yeah, I mean, show and tell, he can probably win. He has... against Reanimator, he has 4 crop rotation in the Bajuka Bog main. So there's some small tools.
He doesn't do anything to Doomsday.
That is correct. That is correct. But honestly, like in paper, I don't think there are a lot of people playing Doomsday in paper. Or do you think I'm mistaken?
You are today.
There are a lot of Doomsday decks? Okay, I
think
didn't see one.
4 or 5.
Okay, right.
So for 77 players, that is quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true. As long as they don't mess up their piles, they should be Gucci.
They should be good, yeah. But I've seen a Doomsday deck lose round 1 against Elves, so everything is possible, I guess. I don't know how and why it happened, but, you know.
It happened.
It happened. It's magic. High variance.
All right. He is wastelanding the Vesuva, which I think is an Urza Saga, right?
I think so as well, yes.
So, he would obviously get the needle. That would be amazing, right?
Yes. It's looking good for Simon Hofmann because there's no more posts on the battlefield for Pascal. So Pascal is kind of in trouble. He really needs to find a Primeval Titan to get back into this game.
He's just scooping it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't thinking he could get out of the lock.
Apparently not.
I find it interesting that what would you think about maybe Azusa, Lost But Seeking, like something to increase like your the number of lands you can play on each turn, or like playing a 2-off exploration or something in this deck, you just think you don't have the slots, or it's just not good enough?
I don't think it's good enough.
All right. Because eventually you get to do your thing, and then
Eventually,
you
it's not
overpower anyway.
You're not keeping up in pace against like a Belcher or a Doomsday deck. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
No matter how many acceleration spells you play. And in all the other matchups, you want as many lands as you possibly can. You don't really want them as fast as possible.
Right.
But you want as many as possible, and you want the right ones.
Yes.
So it is, in my opinion, much better to play an expedition map in this spot to get the right land rather than to be able to play an additional land.
Okay. Consistency over speed.
Yes. And consistency is speed in this case, because you want to get as many cloud posts as possible. So
I agree. It doesn't help
tutoring up a cloud post might ramp you a lot more than playing an additional land.
Forest or whatever.
Yes.
That's very true.
So sideboarding options. We have from Pascal in the mono green 12 post deck. We have Endurance, which is likely coming in.
I would appreciate, like, it's a good threat as well, probably. It does that to Punishing Fire and presents some kind of clock.
It's fine. And you can get rid of a Wasteland Light from Below. So I think that is coming in. Walking Ballista doesn't matter. Carpet of Flowers does nothing. Force of Vigor likely doesn't do anything. Crows and Grip. I don't think we're going to see anything
Force
else.
Of Vigor? You wouldn't bring it in?
Or?
Well, maybe not 4, but like if you like, there's Urta Saga, there's Valakut Exploration, Mox Diamonds, Exploration, maybe some 8 pieces.
Is it going to represent a problem? What's the
no,
Saga
but
going
like
to get?
being able to kill like a Mox and a land is kind of valuable, but maybe he just wants to overpower it. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you wouldn't bring in any.
Even though it's slow, this is still like a combo deck. And the more cards you cut from your main deck, the weaker your deck generally gets. So you don't really want to sideboard too much. And I think in this case, Force of Vigor doesn't really target things that you actually need to get rid of.
Okay. Also, needles and stuff you don't really care about.
I don't think you care about needle at all.
Even on Eye of Ugin? Because I could see like where it becomes a drawn-out game, and then you cannot. But maybe it's too fringe, right? Maybe it's too fringe.
I don't think Eye of Ugin actually matters too much in this matchup.
Yeah, okay.
You just need one threat, be it Primeval Titan or something like a Kozilek, and you're good to go. Okay. I think. Of course, it's nice to have it, but I think the issue is getting to all the mana.
Right, and by stifling your opponent, you don't get more mana. You just stifle it. Right. I just think Exploration is super valuable for Simon. But yeah, we will see how they board it. Simon,
I don't think you care about Exploration at all.
Okay.
Because all you care about basically in this matchup is Wasteland, and you want to protect yourself from it.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is the idea behind Python Needle and Endurance. And I think you just ignore everything else, right?
Okay, I guess.
What do you think are the options for Simon to board?
He has 3 Endurance, 3 Force of Vigor, 1 Pyroblast, 2 Red Elemental Blasts, 4 Sphere of Resistances, and 2 Thorper Orbs. I could in theory see the Thorper Orbs against the Primeval Titan, but probably not bringing it in, because it's like, not worth it. And then I'd definitely bring in the Force of Vigors for needles, because that's what you care about, right? You want to kill the needle to Wasteland and then be happy.
Yeah, I agree. I think this matchup is really all just
super straight, right?
All about the Wasteland. And Python Needle shuts down Wasteland, so you want to board in the options to kill the Python Needle.
Yeah, right.
To enable the Wasteland, basically.
And you don't need Endurance at all, and the other stuff.
You know what I saw?
No.
I saw a Blast Zone in Simon's hand, so he has the 1-of Blast Zone. And
he has it again. I know he crop rotated before. Yeah.
With Exploration, he can
do it next turn.
The Blast Zone, and no, he can do it now.
Well, it's his turn. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he can play land, and then.
If he has
Sorry,
another
I thought
land,
it
he
was
could just
Pascal's
blow it
turn.
up and not give Rejuvenator the chance.
To find anything.
Yeah, cool. I'm just assuming Python Needle is on Wasteland. Copium Blast.
Yes. Does he have a second land though?
I am unsure.
That could be the limitation. See, second.
Is there an Ancient Tomb?
Mm,
Yes, there is. So he could use the crop rotation to activate the Blast Zone.
Right. Let's see if he does it. And then he would. No, he doesn't.
He does not.
He just kills the.
He opts to kill the Rejuvenator, and that is fine in my opinion.
Right.
He can blow up the Pithing Needle whenever he feels like he needs to get rid of it.
But okay, yeah, and he goes for map.
Because he's also using the exploration. And just killing off the Rejuvenator is perfectly fine.
Yeah, as long as you stifle his development, it's good, I guess. Gains 1 life. Ooh. Excavator.
Ooh, that is an excellent draw. It's a 1-of in the main deck. There's none in the sideboard. It's usually meant to be tutored up by Green Sun Zenith, but he just happened to have it, which is another great protection against Wasteland, of course. And when I say great, I mean it's okay-ish, because Simon already has an exploration out, so he can severely outpace the Excavator if he eventually draws a Wasteland.
Right.
But it's still decent.
It is a good card, yeah. A good card. It's also not really punishing fireable. Although, do you think you board out all the punishing fires on the land side?
There's only 2 in the main, and I think you want to get rid of as many as you possibly can.
Yeah.
It is absolutely.
Oh, there is two main on it. Yeah, they definitely went out. They definitely went out.
Saying that, I think I just saw one. He might have kept them for the Rejuvenator, which I think is the right choice, because Rejuvenator is also kind of a counter to a single Wasteland.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Yeah, but at a certain point it's still dead then, right? But he never plays it when it's online already, or I mean online by a 3/4. He plays it in the first turns and he tutors up, so it might be actually right to keep it in.
Yeah, could be.
He doesn't play any planeswalkers, right? I'm a bit surprised. Like I could see like one like few cards or something, like small cards. For the Cloud Post deck, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to have some cheaper stuff to do that kind of presents a threat and not being able.
I think it's possible to get a turn 3 Trinisphere out. That card could be. No. 1 mana short.
You're the math guy. I'm not. He didn't crack the map yet. Just lowering his way away. And
this is really very similar to last game, where both players are neither is really
doing much.
Neither doing much. They're just waiting to find the pieces they need to run away with the game. So Simon clearly wants Life from the Loam or Valakut Exploration. Preferably both. And Pascal just wants all the Cloud Posts he can get.
Which he has none yet, right?
It seems like he kept a weak hand with Pithing Needle.
Yeah. Is it Glimmer Post or Cloud Post? It's a Glimmer Post, right?
It's a Glimmer Post.
Yeah.
So Glimmer Post does not produce any additional mana by itself. What you want is Cloud Post. Glimmer Post only produces 1 mana. You only play it to
increase the locus count,
which is in turn relevant for the Cloud Posts.
Right.
All Glimmer Post, no Cloud Post is really bad, actually.
Yeah, they just produce 1 normal mana and they give you life. That's
which does not matter at
in
all.
this matchup. Yeah. but against like some Delver or aggro decks in general, it's quite relevant if you gain like they sometimes gain 5 or 4 life when you play it, so that can be very helpful to gain additional time.
So we see an endurance from Pascal Richter, and I think this is a really odd timing. I don't think we have seen a loam in the graveyard at all, and there is a wasteland on the battlefield and in hand, so I would have expected him to wait with the endurance until Blast Zone gets cracked and then the wastelands happen.
Honestly, he has 2 cards in hand and 4 total mana with no Cloud Post. Maybe he's trying to switch gears and go on the beatdown plan.
Can you though?
Probably not, but I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds on this battlefield state that you were actually gonna cast like Emrakul or something?
Oh, not great.
Right, there's an exploration. He has the no, he doesn't have the combo, but he has the Dark Depth. So what he needs is a Thespian stage. No, it's super irrelevant to try to go beat down, actually.
Yeah, and Simon has many tools to deal with that, so if he kept in the Tabernacle and the Maze of Ith,
Right.
creatures do nothing to lands typically.
No, it's exactly you like feed into their plan if you want to beat them down with creatures to a certain extent. Oh, he boarded in the Force of Vigor.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, like especially, but I don't know. The funny part is he doesn't need to Wasteland right now, right? Because there's no Cloud Post. So he's just playing his Happy Lands game and waiting for Pascal to find a Cloud Post that he then can activate stuff in Wasteland.
Force of Vigor, actually, I think it did quite a bit of work here because both the Valakut exploration and the actual exploration, they will find the combo really fast.
Yeah, I think it buys you a lot of time, right?
Yeah. Since he's opting for the beatdown plan with endurance,
yeah,
time is all he needs, right?
Especially if you're not pitching it, right? Like getting a 2-for-1 is kind of always nice. If you're not pitch casting it, I mean. Ooh, he's putting it on 3.
Interesting.
He doesn't care about the needle anymore.
So apparently Simon doesn't think he can assemble the combo in time.
He has a crop rotation though.
He has crop rotation at Thespian stage. He's just playing it really safe.
Seems so.
Because Pascal Richter is obviously going to have a Caracas in his 75, and crop rotation Caracas is kind of bad for lands. Whoops!
Was a bit cheap.
3 mana Emrakul.
That's bad if you flicker too much with your cards and then put the wrong card on the table. That's actually bad. Right, he has. Do you think he overboarded?
Pascal?
Yeah. Like, because we talked about this, right? That he should be super lean, and then you said no, Force of Vigor, probably not. And now we see like 2 Endurance and the Force of Vigor, and he's actually not doing...
I think Endurance is fine, but I still don't agree with the Force of Vigor.
Okay.
It was fine, like in this specific
definitely.
situation, because he was not going for the ramp plan and was attacking with 2-3 mana creatures, but that is not the plan of your deck, right? And if those Force of Vigors were like, I don't know, once upon a time, you can find maybe a Cloud Post and start rolling.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And
I think Simon should just go for the combo,
because make him have it.
If Pascal had the crop rotation, I think he would have gone for it a long time ago.
Yeah, and apart from that, I mean, apart from seeing that there was an Emrakul in his hand,
I think it's only Emrakul in the hand.
Yeah, it's just 1 card in hand. There was Green Sunset on the stack when he did that. Grabbing a elf. He has one jump with the endurance reach.
It does have reach.
It does have reach.
Why does it have reach?
Because it's a green creature. What do you think? I think every elf should have reach, no? It's such a good card.
Cards these days are so freaking weird, man.
They're so busted, though. Yeah.
Like, why does every creature have 4 different abilities?
Because they want to push creature.
You know everything that Stone Coil Serpent does.
Oh, it has protection from colors. It has reach, trample.
Correct.
And it gets as many 1/1 counters as you pay X for it.
Correct.
Is there one more?
No, that is all.
Did it pass the test?
But people forget, like,
reach
all the time.
Always. Yeah, reach is horrible.
Reach,
you always forget reach.
So many times. And protection from multicolored. I played the fairy. I want to bounce your...
Oh, I don't.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 7/7. I can jump block. Oh, it does tramp. Oh.
I can race it. I have my Delver. Horrible. Oh, no, I can't. It's a really good card, Stone Coil Serpent. Yeah.
It has flash, enter the battlefield, and reach.
And evoke.
Cool. So there we see the jump block, and now he gets to tutor for a Caracas, I think.
And the needle is still active. Simo Hofmann found his own needle, so probably he doesn't get to tutor for a Caracas, right? Or I wouldn't know what the needle would name. I mean, yeah, it could name Ayafugin, but I don't think that's what he named in that spot. We should have these beautiful labels that we can put on the cards, but that's quite some work, I guess. Yeah, Pascal flickering his cards fast and furious.
The disadvantage of paper Magic, you don't really know what's going on just by looking at it.
Yeah.
On Arena, you can just hover and it tells you everything you need to know.
Absolutely. You play a lot of Magic Online?
Well, I started playing Arena when the first lockdown was rolling over the country.
And so it wasn't a joke that you started playing Standard?
Yeah, I actually play Standard.
Holy moly. I never would have thought that, but okay.
Yeah. Mostly limited though, but Standard as well can be fun.
Right.
I wish there was a client for older formats with like an interface like Arena, because Magic Online is such a pain, man.
Is it?
It does not look pretty and passing
but
priority.
They've improved it. They've improved
so much. Arena does everything for you, man.
That's what I don't like. Like,
Why?
if you don't hit the control button, you're just, all of a sudden, everything is done and you're gone, and it mistaps your mana because you're too stupid to tap it.
But you can tap it if you want.
Yeah, I know.
No, but manually tapping lands and then clicking on the mana you want to use is so stupid, man.
It is difficult,
it's not how the game
especially X spells on MTGO have a history of being rather complicated in resolving, but...
Resolving mentor triggers?
Yeah,
Monastery mentor? Jesus Christ.
Someone made me go through a Alluring combo recently on MTGO in game 1 with Atzererak. It was beautiful. He still lost it, but...
I heard a rumor there was an Alluring deck in this room, but
I know it. I know it. I hope he's doing well, but let's get back to this game. A lot has happened. He copied the Caracas and bounced the one Merit Lage, and then someone made a second. Simu made a second one, right?
Simon is someone, yeah. It's true.
Simon someone. Attacking again. So he took 20. He wasn't 22. I guess. Please use the dice. It's a bit annoying. Sorry, guys. We should. All right, yeah. And then he scoops it up because.
So we were joking about the life gain from Glimmer Post, but it actually did end up mattering in
this
case.
It was irrelevant, and the crop rotation was one deeper, so it was actually relevant. All right, that's gonna be the 2-0 for Simon Hofmann. Land's proving to be strong.
So apparently Wasteland is good against ramp deck, based around Cloudpost.
Yes, most definitely. Although there are 4 Pithing Needle main
Yes,
against it, so
he did draw them twice.
right.